So, welcome to Warrior Wednesday. Let's begin seated on our mat. You can sit easy seat, Sukhasana, cross-legged, maybe butterfly pose. It might be nice to have your hips up on a bolster or pillow. Just see how you can support yourself here. Let's do a couple of shoulder rolls. This is kind of always takes a minute to travel inward. Bring your arms up overhead. Just take a nice big morning stretch. Maybe take one wrist up and over and then the other. Just yawning, extending, and kind of waking up here into this new moment. Arms come down, hands on the knees. Let's do a few torso circles. So for this practice, we're going to use the image of a turtle and some symbolism of the tortoise, this wonderful creature that has so much to teach. Go ahead and switch directions. So as I observed the way I came to my mat today, I showed up very much like the hare running the race. So I'm inviting myself and all of us to just slow down a little bit and come into this place that's a little more at ease and slow. Go ahead and still the body, quiet the mind, close the eyes. And let's take slow, long, deep breaths through the nose. Let this breath be a bridge that the mind and the body connect with. Let your mind pay attention to breathing. Let your body feel the breath. And take a moment here to just find harmony with your thoughts, emotions, physical body, and breath, all existing here together. As we take deeper breaths, I'd like you to bring to mind the image of a big sea turtle swimming in clear water, gliding slowly. Probably no place to be, no agenda. Small movements, slow, effortless gliding underneath the water. And let's use that as an image for our practice today. You might just pretend for this hour that you have an outer shell that's harder, protective, and an inner body that's softer. And I invite us to move today from the soft inner body beneath the skin. So let's start that with just an easy movement of seated cat and cow. And you might do the first one or two the way we always do, which for me, that means like go all the way to the edge and get a really good stretch. And then let's find a different way of doing this today. Move smaller and softer so that the inside of the body feels more bright and there's less sensation on the outer shell of the body. Can you move from the inside out? Let the fingertips come behind you on the floor or your cushion and lift into a little back bend, but lift with less than 100% effort. Maybe it's, for today, let's do 80% effort in these poses. So that as we breathe, we're more aware of the soft, bright inner body. Think of maybe just the inside of the skin stretching instead of the outside of the skin. Your fascia, your connected tissue. And then trace those fingertips out around you in a nice big circle and let them come down in front of you so that you round your spine down. And again, we're looking for about 80%. Lower one shoulder and then the other. Feeling the inside of the skin. Drawing inward, looking in at yourself. You might even turn your eyes to look toward your belly button. Come home. Come in. This place inside of you that's soft and welcoming. Your home. And then raising up again. Let's bring ourselves around into child's pose. So you might want to keep this cushion for a little support. You don't have to, but it might feel good. Just take your knees wide and then let your belly or chest rest on this bolster. You can use your hands to create a pillow. Let's use this shape to breathe into the back of the body and imagine a shell. And we're just trying to breathe into the soft underside of this shell. Breath in, breath out. If you were a turtle, you would carry your home with you wherever you go. So that's the first lesson we'll look at today from the life of a turtle is wherever you are, that is home. You're always home. Your hands underneath you and press up to a tabletop. So let's move our bodies in a way that feels like coming home. Inhale to lengthen the spine in cow. Exhale to round the spine in cat. Feeling the underside of the skin. Your toes can be tucked or flat. Let's walk the hands forward a little bit more and inhale, pulling the body forward, and exhale, pressing the body back. Give yourself permission here to just move at a pace that works just right for you. Finding about 80% of the maximum stretch. Think of this as stirring up your insides. Massaging and stimulating your organs, your joints, your muscles, your inner world. Let's start to move through a slow version of what we call vinyasa. So shifting forward, staying on our knees. Let's melt the body down. So as the elbows bend, the thighs come to the floor, then the belly, then the chin. And as we roll up, let the shoulder blades lead the way. The head comes up into cobra and then lowers back down to child's pose. So try that a few times with your breath, melting to the earth, moving the inner body, 80% of maximum sensation. And then from child's pose, let's tuck our toes and lift into downward facing dog. And if you'd like to stay in child's, you can. Dolphin might also be an option if you'd like to take some weight out of your hand and wrist. So just letting ourselves be upside down here for a bit. Breathing again into the back body. Imagining a shell. And finding breath in the soft body underneath that shell. I read a quote that a turtle is so comfortable in its own skin, it carries its bones on its back. Take a breath into that, comfortable in your own skin. And slowly walk the feet toward the hands, pressing hands to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, lower down. Press to lift. Lower down. Press to lift. Big sigh this time, lower down. And then rising up, extended mountain, reach the fingertips for the sky, and then swan dive again, forward fold. And we'll do this a few times. Waking up, stretching the skin underneath the shell. Finding Ujjayi breath. Noticing with each breath, the body gets a little softer, a little brighter, a little more willing to move. One more time, nice big breath in and up, and out and down. Let's lift halfway and shoot the arms behind, hugging the shoulders onto the back, core strong. Again, just feeling like there's a shell, right? There's a kind of a hard shell behind us, the strong back that we carry with us. From airplane, bend the knees even more, scoop the fingertips across the floor, and then rise up high into a little backward bend, cactus the arms, open the chest. And then let's reverse that, lift. Bring the arms down and the flat back with the arms behind. Find flow with your breath. Inhale to lift, cactus the arms on the exhale. %, of maximum sensation. Soften the movements. Let your body flow like you're gliding under the surface of the water. Let's do this and flow 2 more times. Reaching back into airplane, take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold yourself over your legs, fingertips touching the earth. Both of your feet firm. You can come to ragdoll or keep your hands down. Take a few breaths here into that shell, the back of the body. And then find the softness underneath the shell. Another lesson of the tortoise is you have everything you need right here within you. Everything you need is here. Let's release the fingertips to the floor. Lengthening the spine. Keep the right foot where it is, and raise the left leg. Just come up into a three-point balance. Maybe soften the knee, find some softness here. Slowly, slowly lower the head and lift that leg. You're starting to get this nice little wake-up call in the hamstrings of the standing leg. Circle that ankle. Come back to your flat back, lower the foot, and we'll just switch. So the right leg, the right leg lifts. The head comes down, the leg lifts high. Let's just circle out that ankle. And replacing that foot. Raising the left leg again. This time, if you like, bring the left hand to the hip and open into a half moon pose. You can stay here looking down, or if you'd like, you can lift the arm and start to shift your gaze to the side of the room, or maybe up toward the hand. Your top leg is making a sideways footprint on the wall behind you. And return. Finding flat back, the left foot sets down, raise the right hand to the hip, option to open to half moon. 80% of maximum sensation. You have everything you need right here inside you. And everything you have is something you need. Return. One more time, left leg lifts. Stay here in balance or open. And if you'd like a little something different, bend that knee, reach the fingers for the ankle. Staying in softness. You never saw a turtle struggle, push, or force. Graceful and allowing. And switch. You can stay right here. It's just a curiosity. Slow and steady wins the race. And return that foot to the earth. Let's lift halfway and then reach all the way up. And we're going to move a little more briskly now, but move with softness through half salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Rise up. Bring your hands to your heart. That's a half salutation. I'm going to do it 3 more times. Build a little heat. Lift high. Dive low. Lift halfway. Bow low. Reach high. Hands to heart. One more time, reach high. Bow low. Lift halfway. Bow low. Stretch up high. And bring your hands to your heart. Pause here. Feel the heat you've created. Find the softness under your skin. Let's keep our right foot where it is, and we'll step our left foot back into a warrior 1 stance. So take some time to find where you can feel strong footing, strong legs, a tall spine without any pain in your low back. And when you're ready, reach the arms. Find breath. Find ease. Slow down. Find steady here. And let the arms reach behind. Interlace the fingers. Open up the chest. And let's come into humble warrior. I envision a turtle as a humble warrior. Wise, predictable, trustworthy. Find some of that here. Knuckles high, head low, strong feet. Some humility. Release back up into warrior one. Interlacing the fingers, hands come to the back of the head, press the head back into the hands. Breathe now into the soft front of your body. 80%. Release the fingers to the sky. Exhale, hands to mat. So I'm going to give you an option. You can just change feet here if you'd like to stay off your hands. If you prefer a vinyasa, step back and we'll roll through vinyasa. Choices. Whenever you're ready, the left foot is forward, the back heel is planted, and we're in warrior one. Feel your feet. Bring to mind again the image of this grand creature floating beneath the surface. And as we move into humble warrior, move that way slowly, effortlessly, steadily, humbly. And deep breaths. Hear your breath as if you were underwater. Hear the breath against your ears. And slowly release, rise up. Interlace the fingers, bring the palms to the back of the head. Give yourself a pillow to lean against. Feel the hard shell on your back. Breathe into the soft front. And inhale the hands high. And as you're ready, release the hands. And let's all move back into downward facing dog or tabletop position. And we're just going to shift forward and do a few more of those little flowing vinyasa that we did earlier. So knees to the ground, melting the body to the earth, rolling the shoulders up and pressing back. You can do this on your knees or your toes. I'd like you to invite you to move with your breath in a way that feels like you're underwater. Taking away all of the hard edges, all of the hurry. Movement inside the skin. We'll do this 2 more times. What do you discover here underneath the skin? Rising up to all fours, let's step the right foot to the front of the mat. So finding a kneeling lunge. Let's Let's explore with the back foot. We're going to keep the top of the foot down today, and we're just going to lift and lower. So this will turn into a little stretch for the front of the foot, the front of the ankle, the shin, all the way up into that hip flexor. You can lift and hold, or you can continue lifting and lowering. Great way to build strength in your ankles. And then as we come up to high lunge for a variation today, you can keep your foot like this if you like, and lift the arms. If that doesn't feel good, tuck the toes and come to high lunge. Release to the ground. Tuck the toes and turn your body to the side of your mat. Let's bend the knees and lunge from side to side. Opening into those inner thighs, inner body. Everything you need is right here. Finding the center, turn your toes toward the long edge of the mat, flat back for a twist. It's a great place to put your hand on a block. Left hand down, right arm up. Find 80% of your maximum. So that might mean you need a hand on the back and kind of come out of the twist a little bit. How can you find softness in this big pose? And switch, right hand down, left arm up. At home in your own skin. Your breath, this shape, gliding, ease, comfort. Let's turn to the back edge of our mat and drop the knee to the ground. Your knees might be different, so maybe you'll do something a little different on this side. Option to lift onto the toes, the front, the dorsal side of that back foot, and maybe lifting and lowering. Nice, maybe staying in one of those positions. And then we'll come up into high lunge. So you can tuck your toes and lift, or you can stay on the front side of that back foot. Two different experiences. 80% of your maximum. And we'll release. Come once again into your wide straddle. In wide straddle this time, let's turn the toes out and come up into goddess. So just settle here with strong feet, knees over the toes, hands at heart center. And find a place where you are comfortably uncomfortable, meaning it's a little bit of work to be here. And I'm here. I'm going to open up the arms, goddess arms, and then just see about a little bit of balance. Come up on your toes. Calf work, little ankle strength. Goddess. Dropping the heels. Inhale, lift up and out. Exhale, hands to heart, sink down. Bring your feet a little closer together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Move a little faster and softer. And see if you can get your feet to where your elbows tap the insides of your knees. Ujjayi breath. And coming down to hold malasana, or deep prayer squat. So for some of us, that's right here with the hips a little higher. An option is to bring a block on its high side and give yourself a little stool. If your knees are giving you the go-ahead, drop your hips down, squeeze your knees onto your arms. And here's my favorite turtle cue. Lift through the crown of your head like a turtle coming out of its shell. Feel that length in the spine. Look up, look around. Sometimes we have to stick our neck out, take a risk, reach out into the world. Experience that here, lifting out of your shell. Must feel restraining at times to be in this shell and kind of want to get out of it. Let's release the fingers to the earth, extend the legs up and turn the toes in. Bring a block with you as you come to face the top of your mat. We'll step the back foot a few feet back, so setting up for a variation of pyramid. Your feet are making kind of 11 o'clock. And then with your back nice and flat, take a hold of your block and start to press your block forward. So you're just going to kind of use your block to have something to reach for, creating a nice long spine. Keep the left hand on the block, bring the right hand to the crease of the hip and press in opposite directions. So press your right hip back, press the block forward. And breathe. 80% of maximum sensation. You probably don't even have to change the pose, just soften. Just soften. And come to a flat back. Bring that block closer. Left hand on the block, open into twist. And you can stay here in twisting triangle. You might enjoy lifting that back leg, coming into twisting half moon. I'm not sure if enjoy is the right word, but interested in. And release. Bring the block with you back to that wide straddle, and let's lunge it out. One leg probably feels like it needs a little rest. Here in wide straddle, let's do the same thing with the block. Slide your block forward, giving you something to reach for as you pull both of your hips backwards. Give yourself space here. Everything you need is right here within you. And everything you have is something you need. Slide that block back in. Let's turn to the back of our mat, and now our feet will make 1 o'clock. So left toes forward, the right slightly pointed out. Lengthen the spine and then press your block forward, giving you something to reach for. Left hand to the left hip crease. Stretch in opposite directions. Space, length, and 80% soften. Do a little less pushing and a little less experiencing this pose. Find the edges and breathe inside of them. Coming back with the block, flat spine, nice long spine, open into twist. And choosing either twisting triangle or twisting half moon. Using breath as the gauge for whether you're at 80%. And lowering back down to wide straddle, get your block and follow the block forward. Find the shell on your back and breathe inside the shell. And the hands come back closer to the body. Since we're already facing the side of our mat, let's drop our knees here and swing the legs around to find a seat facing sideways. All right, so we're going to make our way very slowly into Karmasana, which is tortoise pose. It's the kind of the pinnacle of this whole practice. So you can put something underneath your hips if you feel like your hips and legs are a little tight today, and we'll have a block in front of us for later. So let's start with the soles of our feet together in butterfly and the flesh cleared out from underneath us. You want a pretty big diamond shape here, so maybe the feet come out farther in front of you than normal. And then go ahead and slide your hands under your legs, place the palms on the top side, again, the dorsal side of your feet. Lengthen the spine like a turtle coming out of its shell. And then exhale, lower down, tuck your chin and round your spine. If this causes pain in your back, you could use a block. I put the block on my heels and just let my forehead rest on the block. That takes a little strain out of the low back. Nice restorative option. Let the props hold you. But take a few breaths into this round back of the body, the shell. Find your seat here and come inside, come home. And see what's here to be seen. If your back is releasing, your hips are releasing, you could place your palms down on your mat. You feel your legs a little heavier on your arms. And depending on your body, your flexibility, your limbs, you might walk your hands out a little wider. And you might start to widen out your feet. So you'll have to imagine this because you won't see this happening today with my body, but imagine taking your feet wide, extending your arms straight out to the sides, and laying your belly right down on the floor. That's full Karmasana or tortoise pose. You can see this is something that I'm working on. My limitation in this pose is my back. I'm really protective about deep spinal flexion because of an old injury. So I keep myself about here where I can lengthen my spine. So just listen to your body. Patience is a virtue of the turtle. And we'll go ahead and come in with our hands, but let the legs go ahead and extend out. Finding a place where your legs are comfortable, again, on a prop if you like. And now we'll use the block like we did before as something to reach for. So go ahead and glide that block out in front of you. wiggle to get on the front of your sitting bones, lengthen your spine, and when you reach the edge, lower down. Find that shell on the back of your body and breathe into the soft underside of the shell. It's all right here. It all belongs here. You are home. And easing our way back up. Let's close our legs together and give them a little shake, sitting tall. Rolling down onto our backs. We're going to spend a little extra time in bridge pose. We've done a lot of backward stretching, back stretching poses. Now we're going to open up through the front. So I'm going to offer supported bridge for starters. So go ahead and come up on the lowest side of your block. And if you don't have a block, it's just a firm cushion or pillow. Bring your fingertips to your hip bones. And then go just inside the hip bone so that you can feel your soft, low belly. I think it's funny that as a culture, we kind of think that's an insult when we tell someone their belly is soft. But if you look at a baby breathe, we want a soft belly. Soft belly allows for deeper breath. It allows our nervous system to relax when we're not clenching. So just give your soft belly a gentle massage. Soften the muscles. Let go of the gripping and holding. And then if you like, lift to the next level of your block. See how that feels to be supported, but a little higher. And again, fingers on the low belly, keep those muscles soft. Let breath begin to expand the front of your body and soften. Expand and soften. And if you're still getting a green light and you think you would like to go a little higher, come to the highest edge of your block, support your hips, and just be in bridge. And you can take the block out and be in an active bridge, but that tends to not allow us to really relax the front of the body. So see what happens here. Breathe in and breathe out. Your soft insides, home here. If you've moved your block to higher edges, go back to the low edge of the block and we'll lift our legs slowly up into the air for waterfall. Find the place where that block feels like a perfect fit underneath your hips. Arms out to the sides, palms up. Eyes closed or soft. And bring to mind again this image of a turtle gliding under the water. If you've seen Finding Nemo, the name of the turtle is Crush. Take it easy, little dude. Take it easy. No stress, no rush, no pressure, just slow and steady. Keeping the block where it is, bring the right knee to your chest and slowly lower the left leg down until you just feel a gentle stretch across the hip flexor. Take a deep breath. Let that breath go. And then bend the knee, switch sides, extend the right leg and lower it down nice and slow. Feeling that hip flexor, breathe to the inside of the skin. Bend the knee, both knees in, give yourself a nice little hug here. And then place your feet on the floor, lift into bridge, come up as high as you can, 80% as you remove the block. One more deep breath here. And then lower your hips to the earth. Let's take a twist to each side before we move into Shavasana. So shifting to the right, drop your knees left. Extend your right arm. And bring your breath into the soft inside of your skin, 80%. Everything you need is right here, inside of you. You are home in your own skin. There's nowhere to get to. There's nothing to achieve. You are home. Switch sides. Slow transition. You don't want to shake up the calm that we've created already. Look left, knees right. Surrender. You feel ready, unfold your body, opening into Shavasana. Finding any props that are helpful, anything to cover you for more warmth and comfort. Come into stillness. As you rest, again, bring to mind this image of a gorgeous, huge sea turtle gliding under the water. Effortless, beautiful, calm. The turtle that carries its home with it. It is always home. So comfortable in its own skin, it carries its bones on the outside. Everything it needs right here. Anytime you need to draw in, you have that opportunity to come home to yourself. Every once in a while, can stick our neck out and take a little risk. As you begin to emerge from Shavasana, I invite you to imagine being in a shell and slowly, slowly starting to emerge. Wiggling the fingers and starting to poke the arms out, the legs out, the head out. Wiggling out into the water around you, stretch and breathe and yawn. And then make your way back to a seat. With hands coming together in front of the chest, let's take one more breath that we can feel in this softness underneath the hard shell. May we leave our mats today with the reminder that slow and steady wins the race. May we leave here aware of the softness under our hard shells. And may we remember that we are always home, right here, everything we need. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.